Hello, online crew. How are we? I'm trying to find a nice Christmassy filter and Facebook won't play. Nope, not going to come up with any filters for me today. Not to worry. How are we? Facebook groups. Let's talk about Facebook groups. Are Facebook groups good, bad, ugly, awesome, worthwhile? Not worthwhile? Hey, Brady, how are you? Hey, Sean, how are you? Hello, Glenn. Good to see you all jumping on, and I can see comments, which is pretty cool. I couldn't get a Christmas filter up, though. I wanted a Christmas filter today. Hello, Robin. How are you? Thank you for saying hello to Henry, Sean. He sort of sits over here just quietly minding his own business, but I need to adjust the hat, I reckon, because he's kind of hiding, isn't he? We need to let Henry shine a little bit more. He looks like he's eating a palm tree there. How is everyone going? Hello, Rob. How are you going? Hey, Tony, how are you? Good to see everyone jumping on. I thought we'd talk about Facebook groups today because even if you're not there yet, you're not sort of thinking of groups, if you're building your business on social media, it's definitely something you want to know about, learn about, embrace, and know the ins and outs of. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you are joining me live, say hello, give me a palm tree and a little fishy. So the palm tree is a little palm tree emoji for our online crew here. We are a crew of home-based business owners, entrepreneurs that are learning to leverage social media to build our business online. So we can all get on this cruise ship and have one big holiday together. Who's coming? Put the word me down below if you are coming with me on this cruise ship, because we are making this happen, guys. This is happening one day. We're going to get on this cruise ship, but not this one. We might sink if we are on this one. And I'm going to be sipping my margaritas or lime margaritas with Brady. I know Sean's having a scotch. I know Rob's having it was Heineken, wasn't it? Rob? Heineken? Was it Heineken? I can't remember. Me. What are you drinking, Robin? I don't think I know what you drink yet. So I've got a few. I do love gin and tonic as well. So that's, when I'm not having a cocktail, I'll have a gin and tonic. Budweiser. Sorry, Rob. I got it wrong. I'll have to remember that. So I'll have to remember, our previous dog before Harley was called Buddy. So I'll have to remember Buddy Budweiser. That's just going to make me remember. Ooh, Glenn's having a port. Have you ever had port on ice, Glenn? I know that might sound strange. Oh, Robin's joining us for margaritas. So, okay, Robin and Brady and I are having a margarita. Oh, she's having a shot at tequila. The strong stuff, Robin. Glenn, I haven't had it for ages, but I used to love port, and I still would. Port, but chilled, like with some ice on it. It's really nice. Anyone joining Sean for a scotch on the rocks? So, cool, awesome. Now, if you're joining me on the replay, just put the word replay down below so I can say hello to you afterwards. I always, Glenn, you've done it on ice, cool. I always like to say hello to everybody who comes on, whether you're new. If you're new, just say new so I know that you're new. Tony's having a wine or a whiskey and water. Whiskey and water, very nice. I do like wine. I'm a bit of a Sauvignon Blanc girl, but I'm finding that's really messing with my headaches as I get older. Like, it doesn't take me as much to get much of a headache. That was very relevant on the weekend, I might add. I went to a 50th and had way too much fun. It was so cool. Bit of a headache on Sunday, though. You keep the port in the fridge in the hot weather. Well, there you go. So perhaps we should get off alcohol Back onto topic. We're talking about groups here. If we've not met before, you don't know what this is all about. It's Helen Martin here, and I've sort of told you what I do, but I'm your online crew captain, helping you learn to leverage social media to build your business online. And we talk about all sorts of things, such as Facebook, engagement and Facebook Lives. Who's in the challenge at the moment? So put the word down. What should we put down below? Challenge too long to write. Just put the word down. Think of a word, guys, that you're in the challenge. We've already used me, so no such thing as too much fun, right? Absolutely not, Sean. If we're not having fun, we're dying. So I lead a pretty busy life, particularly at the moment. I haven't slept since yesterday. That wasn't through lack of trying. Some of you may know I got up very early, 3:30 this morning, to deliver some training at 4:30 this morning to mainly to a community in the training is revolved around the time zone of the United States. So that doesn't work out too well for me in Australia, but there's 8,000 entrepreneurs in this community. So, I give them training like a couple of times a month. So I went to bed at 2 a.m. That's my fault. I should really go. Oh, hey, Sandrine, how you going? I should really I should have got to bed earlier, but I'm just so busy at the moment, I couldn't. Didn't sleep. So I actually didn't even need to turn my alarm off because it didn't even go off because I never fell asleep. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Lovely to see you on live. So then I got up and did the training and I didn't go back to bed. So, but I feel good. And, as I was saying, like I work very hard. But I like to have fun as well. And that's why one day, guys, we are getting on this cruise ship and we are going on one hell of a holiday because we're going to deserve it. Hey, Julie, how are you? And what was I alluding to? I was talking about something. Oh, we're going to put the word down. If you are in the video challenge, just put the word video. Let's put the word video down below if you are currently in the video challenge, because one of the things we talk about is building your influence online, building relationships with people online, and it all starts with, being genuine and authentic on sort of social media. Hey, Tawny, how are you? Did I pronounce that right? Let me know. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Hello, Tina. How you going? Sean's in the video challenge. Glenn's in the video challenge. They're all popping in with the word video. And what we're doing is a live video challenge, a Facebook Live video challenge. Julie, yep, doing awesome. Kelly, so appreciated. Oh, that's awesome. Sandrine's in the challenge. So what these guys are doing for 14 days is going live every day on live video, and Rob's involved as well, and fighting through the fear. Because we are about to go into a new year in 2019. Groups might be part of that equation. They might not be. We'll get to that in a second. Kelly's in it as well. So we want to get some momentum now. We want to break through the fear now in 2018 so we can start 2019 off with a bang. And they're doing an amazing job, and I am standing right beside them doing it myself on my personal page and my other business page, my Healthy Living business page. I got it right. How are you getting on? I'm getting on famously. Thank you for asking. Okay, so let's get on to Facebook groups. What do you think? Do you think, number one, that they're a good idea? Number two, they take up too much time and they're a waste of time. And number three, you just don't know. Maybe, not sure. Don't know enough about groups to sort of know. So let me know what you guys think about groups. So one, yes, definitely should do Facebook groups. Two, no, not really. They're overrated and they're a waste of time. Or three, you're honest enough to say that you actually really don't know because you've never gone there, or you've been there and you've tried, but you're not sure if you should. So Robin has said questionable. So she's sort of a 3, I guess. Not knowing. So Kelly thinks they're a good idea. She's got a number 1. What else do you guys think? Because what I'm going to explain to you on this video is the positives and the negatives of Facebook groups, because it does go both ways. And depending on your knowledge and your purpose and your intention. So Sean thinks they're a good idea as to how it's sort of going to work and play out for you. So there are a lot of groups on Facebook, are there not? Put some palm trees down below if you agree with me that there are a lot of groups on Facebook, and there are probably going to be a hell of a lot more in the future. So with everyone creating so many groups, are they going to be as effective in the future? 3, we need more info to make an opinion. Very good. You do. You need to evaluate good and bad and get all the information that you need to evaluate it for yourself. Awesome point there. Rob thinks they're a great idea. Sean's got lots of palm trees and fishies. Okay, cool. So what I want to share with you is the good and the bad of Facebook groups. And if any of you that are on live with me now that are part of the video challenge we're doing right now, which is 14 days of live Facebook live videos, whether we like it or not, we're doing them anyway. And I'm running that out of one of my groups. So I've got a few little groups for different purposes, and that group is social media strategies for home business owners, where I teach, social media and do little training videos about new things that are coming out on Facebook. And those of you that are in there, what kind of community do we have over there? You tell me. Sum it up in a word or two. So don't let me lead this discussion. What do you think about the community that we've created in that Facebook group and the value that I bring you in that Facebook group? What's your opinion? Now, I know there'll be some of you that are listening, whether that's live or on the replay. You might not even be in that group. You might not know what we do in that group. So if you would like access to that group to see what it's all about, then I'll amend the description up above and put a link to it so you can request to join. So Robin said she's loved it. Kelly said awesome. Rob said supportive. Sean said phenomenal. Wow, powerful word, Sean. Julie said awesome. Okay, so my point here is when you've got a community in a group that is all there for the same purpose and they're all supporting each other for the same goal, sort of end game, they are brilliant. Okay, so Glenn said fantastic and supportive. So the difference is, and you may not have a business page yet. If you have a home-based business, you're an entrepreneur, it's probably something that you do want to look at moving forward into the future, is having a business page for, I'm not going to go into branding or attraction marketing or all that kind of stuff. I'll talk forever. That's a whole different topic. And we will revisit that because it's just so important in relation to your journey on social media and building a business online. But let's say you've got a business page. Take this page here. So my Helen Martin page. I've got over 10,000 people on this page. And Facebook just does not, because Facebook's too busy, so you wouldn't expect Facebook to, but Facebook does not send my material to every single one of those 10,000 plus people. It's just impossible for Facebook to send every little bit of data and media creation and video and post and inspirational quotes, whatever they are, to every single person on every single sort of fan page. So Facebook has to work its algorithm, and that's why it's really important for you to know how to work the algorithm in your favor. I've done training on that in the past, and I'll continue to do training on that continuously because the algorithm always changes. But we're relying on Facebook to send out our material to those people that have liked our business page. Even on a personal Facebook page, that happens, but because a lot of people on our personal Facebook page are actually friends, they see our content more regularly than on a business page. But the future of building a business online is actually on a business page. We can still build rapport and relationships with people on our personal profile, but when it really comes down to business, we want to do that off our personal profile. So we need to gain momentum and build relationships and get people looking at our content and watching what we do, and then we feed them eventually over to sort of a business page. But when that page grows and grows and grows and grows, what I noticed and why I created my group called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners is that Facebook doesn't send my content out to 10,000 people. So that, that might grow in time to 15,000 people and 20,000 people. I know my content is not going to get out to all those people. So when we can start a group, then the people that really want the information, that are really your tribe, that are really part of your community, that really want to listen to the value that you've got, they will join the group. So everybody there wants to be there. Everybody that is in there for a common goal, which means everybody is generally very supportive of what each other is doing. So what we're experiencing at the moment with running the 14-day Facebook Live video challenge in the group, and all the videos are going in the group, everybody is supporting everybody else. We're all there for a common goal. We're all there to support each other. And do we know each other, guys? Like, really? Do we know each other in person? Have I met any of you that are on this live right now or watching the replay? Well, it's hard to know who's going to watch the replay, but, have we ever met in person? Probably not. But how much do you feel that, and a lot of people in that group, you would have never met each other in person. But when you've got a really good group that is supportive of each other, and you've got good things going in there, they're going to be more your family than sometimes your own. And if you don't have a group, then maybe you think, well, how can that be? But just trust me, when you're in that environment and you're experiencing it, and you grow to the extent in your business that you can have that, that's when you start building really beautiful connections. And building a business online, the bit that we tend to forget, or I find a lot of people forget, is about the human connection. It's just critical in building relationships and having like-minded sort of people. So groups can be awesome. There's all sorts of different variety of groups, and I'll move on to that content and go into a little bit more detail on my next Facebook Live. I just want to set the scene today for groups as to whether they're worth it or not. Now, depending where you are at your stage, and this is what I'll go into more about on my next Facebook Live, is whether you're ready for a group or not. So what we're talking about today is whether they're, purposeful or not. And then I'll go into more detail on my next Facebook Live about when you're ready for one. And the different types of ones when you're ready for one. Like, what type of group should it be, and what purpose and intention should it be, and when are you actually ready for one? So that'll be the next Facebook Live that I do tomorrow. We're like an online family. Rob's just said, you are my online family. And we are so supportive of each other, and we've got each other's back, particularly those that are participating in this video challenge. And for those of you that are not part of the challenge, and maybe you don't even know what I'm talking about with this video challenge, just a couple of things that I'd like to highlight there. If you're going to build a business online and you want to use social media to your advantage, you need to be doing Facebook Lives. No doubt about it. It's the way of the future. Moving forward into the future, statistically, supposedly 80% of people are going to make their buying decisions by watching a video. If you're not on video, you're going to get left behind. So do it now before every Tom, Dick and Harry does it, and Facebook is even more crowded than it already is. So you want to start doing this now and get people used to knowing who you are now, and people just knowing your name even. You don't have to be talking about business and being the most insightful person on social media. You just need to show up. When you show up consistently and give people tips, strategies, good value, people will show up with you. Your vibe will attract your tribe. There are 2 million people on Facebook every single month. There is enough people for you to grow your tribe, me to grow mine, and everybody else. So it is the way of the future. You've just got to do it. But if you're going to tackle it and it's something that really, really scares you, then do it in like a challenge with other people. You'll be far more successful, and you'll be called out when you're not doing it, but called out in the nicest possible, supportive, loving way. So you get through it. And when you get through to the other side, it's we're on day 3 of the challenge in my time zone. So I've already done my video 3. Some in different time zones wouldn't have got to the video 3 yet. But just in 3 days, I've seen massive shifts in people in how they feel comfortable with the camera. And people are just talking away and whatever, and it's just amazing. They're just naturally talking on camera. It's just incredible. The thing with groups is obviously knowing when is the right time to create a group, knowing what type of group for what purpose. That's what I'll talk about on my next Facebook Live. But I do really want to reiterate, Facebook groups can be the best thing you've ever done for your business when set up correctly. And everybody's there for the common purpose and all of that. So, that's all the positives about, groups. What are the negatives? Sean, you feel more comfortable on camera now. And yet in your entire lifetime, Sean, 1 test video, and have you done 2 or 3? I don't know whether you've done video 3 yet or 2 videos. So whether it's 2 or 3, Sean's already saying, I feel more comfortable on camera now, and he's done in his entire lifetime 2 or 3 videos. How cool is that? When you've gone from absolutely fear, probably even anxiety, couple of videos under your belt, and it's not as bad as, we all make it out to be. It's just knowing what to talk about. Don't want to be rambling for 20 minutes. Hold on to that thought, because I'm going into the group after this video and to give you sort of more ideas and talk more about that. So hold that thought. That's what I thought. You've done 2 videos and 1 test video. So in Sean's entire lifetime, he's done 3 videos, and yet he's already more comfortable on Facebook Live, which is incredible. Imagine what you're going to feel like at the end of the 14 days, Sean. So it's, hello, Star. I didn't see, Tawny's saying hello to Star. I didn't see Star jump on. Hello, Star. How are you? So what are the downfalls of Facebook groups? The downfall of Facebook groups is if you start a group and then you ghost it. So you start it, you get a little bit of momentum, and then life gets busy and you're not consistent in the group, and it slowly peters away, and then Facebook's not even showing your content to people in the group anymore because there's no, there's no interaction in there, and the group dies. There's nothing more, there's nothing worse than a dying group, because it's a bad look, it's a bad vibe for who created the page. It doesn't create that encouragement and supportive nature. So if you're going to start a group, you've got to know the intention, when to do it, the purpose behind it, what content you're going to put into it, all those kind of things that I'm going to talk about tomorrow, okay? Sandrine, I did it with notes last night and felt more comfortable then. If you want to use notes on Facebook Lives, any of you, whether you're participating in the challenge or just doing Facebook Lives generally, use notes, but just acknowledge it. Because when you don't say that you've got notes and you continually, are doing that, it's a worse look than going, hey guys, I've got some notes in front of me here. So if I'm looking down, it's just because I'm checking my notes, because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. I've got a lot going on at the moment, but I really want to give you this information. So just to make sure I stay on track and I don't get distracted, I'm just going to refer to my notes. There's absolutely no issue with that. When I first went on my live videos, I thought I had to be perfect. I thought I had to memorize it all. So I would write my notes out, try to memorize it, and then do the live with memorizing my notes. Like, oh my gosh, I created so much work for myself. So you don't have to play that game, and you don't have to try to memorize anything. There is nothing wrong with having notes. So that's a good thing, Sandrine. And, well done for you for just writing out a few pointers and just referring to it and just acknowledging that. Even if, it's, just what I said before, that you just want to keep it on track. I'm glad I did acknowledge them. It's just, it is a little bit frustrating when you look at somebody on live video and they haven't acknowledged that they've got notes, but it's very, very obvious that they're reading notes. It's just far more genuine and authentic for somebody to go, hey, I've got some notes with me here today, so if I'm looking away slightly, I'm just checking my notes to just that I don't miss anything. So no dramas at all. The more human and genuine, because when you're checking notes, it's almost like I don't want to let you know I've for somebody that doesn't acknowledge it, I don't want to let you know that I've got notes. I want to make it sound that I know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to check my notes over here and come back again. So it's just not as real as somebody going, I've got some notes and I'm going to refer to them to keep myself on track. Like, no dramas. The more natural you are, and if you stuff up, hey Vicky, how are you? Lovely to see you on live. The more natural you are, and if you stuff up, or if you go, like I do all the time, I interact with you guys and then I completely lose my train of thought, but I'll just acknowledge that. I won't freak out that I've then forgotten what I was going to say. I have notes on every live. I just tend not to follow them. I just talk. But I'll tell you, like if I'm sort of looking down to some notes, it's just like, I've got some notes here, guys, that I'm just going to refer to make sure I didn't miss anything. So it just makes you more real. People click with people that are more real. People click with people not being perfect or trying to be perfect. Does that make sense? Are you following along with me here? If you are, give me some palm trees. Let's drop some palm trees and fishies down below. The fishies are only allowed to be used if you are in my free private Facebook group called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners. I will amend the description and put the link up above. So if you're not in that group, you want to check out what we're doing with the challenge. You don't even need to participate in the challenge, but if you want to check out the videos and see what we're doing over there and the support that we're giving over there, get into the group, join the group, and just sort of have a look at what we're up to. Cool, we got lots of fishies and palm trees coming in. So the moving on to more of the negatives is if you start a group and then you ghost it. So by ghost it, I mean you start with some momentum, but then you get busy, and because you've got no structure or intention, or you haven't really got the purpose of the group worked out properly, it just dies a natural death. Or there's no reason for really people to stay in there because you're not really giving much value. There are a lot of ineffective groups around. And I've noticed myself, there's one of my groups that I used to be really active in, and because I've started a different group, it's like, oh man, I don't pay as much attention. So the interaction has dropped. And I acknowledge that, and it's no one else's fault but my own, because I'm in a lot of different places at once, and sometimes it's hard to keep up when you're creative and you like to look after value, everybody, and give value here, there, and everywhere. But I've seen the pattern myself within my own groups. When I drop off, the audience drops off. So if you're going to start a group, you want to be engaging and interactive, and then people will be engaging and interacting back with you. Sean, do you find going live on Facebook drains battery quicker, or is it just me? I reckon that's just you, Sean. I'm not sure what's going on there. I heard you mention it sort of a couple of times, but it shouldn't really. And it's certainly, with all the lives that I do, I've certainly not noticed that myself. So I'm just wondering if that's something that's up with your phone maybe. It's certainly not a common thing that I've come across. Let me just put it that way. Okay, so the detail of the groups, I'm not going to go into that sort of today. I'll go into more detail about it tomorrow. And as I said before, you may only be on your personal page at the moment, and groups is just something far from you. But you don't have to have a business page to create a group. If you're in a home-based business, you're an entrepreneur, you could create a group for the products of your network marketing company. There are all sorts of reasons, ways, means that you can incorporate groups that don't have to run off a business page. And you don't need a loyal following to create that group. So I'll go into more detail about that on my next live, about when and the reasons, for it, and all the rest of it regarding groups. So stay tuned. And those of you that have won the free entry into my private coaching community that is starting in January. It will not be created until January. That's why I haven't talked about it much yet, because and this is another thing that I'll talk about in the coming days, when you create a new group, you've got 72 hours to let people join as a founding member. So if I start the group now and then join you all in January, none of you can be founding members of that group. So there is a certain amount of you that purchase Kate McShay's training regarding sort of video on social media. And those that did, I threw in a massive bonus for you guys to get private coaching from me in January and February. And groups is one of the training topics that I'm going to go into in more detail. Even if you are not there yet off a business page, you may be there in relation to your home-based business. If you're not already there, it may be possible that you feed off other groups that your company has started, but I'm not going to get into all that sort of detail today, because that's going off in all sorts of different directions. Glenn may need a new battery. Yeah, maybe he does. How old's your battery, Sean? Maybe you're just, I don't know. It shouldn't drain your battery. But anyway, so can I get an indication from those of you that are on live, or even catching the replay, are you using groups now? So just put a yes or a no. I want to get an indication of who is using groups, and maybe you've got a dead group and you need to resurrect it. Maybe you want to learn how to use groups. Maybe you just want the knowledge of, hey Andrew, how are you? Lovely to see you jump on. Phone is 2 years old. Yeah, so maybe it's time to upgrade the sort of the battery. Maybe you just want to get the knowledge around it, so when you're ready for it, you know how to create one, and you know how to best utilize it, and you know how to create a sense of community in that group. So yes, if you're already using groups. No, if you're not using groups. And maybe put the word down keen, so K-E-E-N, if you would like more detailed knowledge about groups, about how best to utilize them, how best to have an effective group, an interactive group, a supportive group. So put the word keen down below if this is a topic that you would like more information on, whether you are ready for it and doing it now, or whether you're not, but you would like the knowledge around when is a good time to do it and how to create it and all the rest of it. So how to create it and all the ins and outs of it, I'm saving that for my private coaching community next year. But I am going to give you more detail this week around, the purpose of it and, when you should create it and all those kind of things. So I would like to get a sense of where you're at, so I know how to tailor the information. If it's not something you want to know about, then I won't talk about it. I'm here to sort of help you sort of grow, and groups is definitely one of those areas. So to sum up the original question that I had, is it beneficial to have Facebook groups? Absolutely yes. Or as long as you know what you're doing and you've got the level of skill to know how to create it, how to get people in it fast, how to, create the momentum in it, having a supportive community in it, all those kind of things sort of around it. So it really is a vital part of growing your business online. Okay, so we're keen to know more about groups. If we are, then just put the word keen down below, and I will keep talking about this content in the next few days. And for those of you that are going to be in my private Facebook group, then you're going to get free access to that training early next year. I'm going to go delve deeper with the people in that private coaching community, and I will be talking more about that next week. So if you're wondering what's that sort of about, what does it entail, how come they won, how do I get in there, all those kind of things, that's for next week. Okay, so was that helpful just as a bit of an overview to answer that question? Are groups beneficial? Is it something that I should be looking at if I'm building a business on social media? If that was valuable, just put the word value sort of down below. For those of you that are in my free private Facebook group, anybody can join. You don't need to be part of the video challenge to be in that group. I'm going to jump in there once I get off this live to give you a little bit more detail regarding the video challenge and a few more ideas and, you know, just sort of a check-in with you. So jump over there now in a moment if you've got the time. Otherwise, you can just sort of catch the replay after. So awesome to see you guys all on live. Thank you for your interaction and answering my questions. It gives me a good sense of what you want to learn and what you want to know about and what level you're at. So that's amazing. So very grateful for you guys. Love our little online crew sort of community here. So let's go into the private Facebook group now, those of you that are in there, and I'll talk more about challenge details if you're in the challenge. So I will see you on this page, same bat time, same bat channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.